Good morning, evening, afternoon, whatever time you are watching this. Welcome back to another video here on National Folk. So, scare season is upon us, and obviously the channel this year is coming back from scare season. I'm going to be filming as much content as possible. I'm not putting anything in place, not set in stone 100% yet. All I can confirm is I will be at Thorpe Fright Night's opening day on the 30th of September. Going to be checking out all the mazes and zones for this year. And I will be creating several videos from the event on that day, including maze reviews, general videos, as well as, of course, maybe a vlog, but I'm not 100% sure yet. But this is like the only Thorpe Fright Nights construction update I'm doing. Because I haven't been able to get down to the park, I am having to use other people's content. However, credit is given in this update. Credit goes to @FN_updates on Twitter. They've been uploading some amazing content showing like construction over the last few weeks. Definitely go give them a follow on Twitter. So let's kick straight in with the first bit of construction. So first up, the flags have appeared on the bridge. Now, a lot of these flags, they've been doing flags up on the bridge over the last couple of years, which I do quite like. It makes it feel very interesting, add more to the event. But obviously the flags this year would have been 21st anniversary. You've got the key with the locksmith on it, and also there's flags for the mazes. Obviously in this picture you can see one for survival games, and it looks like, I want to say the terminal, but I'm not too sure. As well as that, the entrance is currently in the process of getting redecorated, ready for the event. Obviously, the bottom bit of the arch still has the Oktoberfest stuff, but to be fair, when we're recording this update, Oktoberfest literally finished the day before, so they're still adding bits. And of course, the Fright Night sign has appeared, the home of beer, which looking good. The entrance is looking really good this year, and I can't wait to get back to the event. Next up on our construction trip, we're going further into the park. Next on our construction trip, we are heading over to this scaffolding structure, which very recently appeared long after all the announcements were made, which means we had a last minute addition to the event, which no one, the park hasn't even officially announced this. And it's very surprising. Obviously, at first, the structure from a distance looks like an eye, which is pretty cool, with this idea of like fears watching you all the time. It has sort of been confirmed, not by the park itself, but by just construction, that Legacy is returning. Legacy was thought to not be returning, and everyone sort of went, oh, it's not going to come back, until the structure appeared. And of course, now, or most recent, the Legacy flag has gone up, and the Legacy control booth is back. I quite enjoyed Legacy this year, and obviously the structure for it this year is different to last year. So it seems like we're going to get a new version of Legacy for this year. And alongside that, with it being having a new structure, it means we are going to have new lighting and fire sequences. Obviously, none of the lights or fire sequences, like equipment, has been put onto the structure yet. So I feel like this is going to be I feel like this is the thing, Legacy didn't open for like the first, I think, 2 weeks of the event last year. So it looks like we might be getting the same again, which will give the park time to put it all in, but who knows? But I'm really happy to see that Legacy is coming back, and yeah, Legacy's back for another year, second year at Fright Nights. Next bit in terms of construction, we're going to talk about the crows, mainly the Crows of Morecambe Meadow, which is returning for its second year this year down at Soar Live. So one of the most exciting things about the Crows of Morecambe Meadow this year is we've got a Morecambe Meadow sign. Now, this is something they didn't have last year, and I feel like this is going to expand the zone this year. And given what the trailer for the Crows of Morecambe Meadow was this year, of the fact that you're going to delve deeper into the Crows' backstory, it seems like the Crows is going to be even better than last year. Alongside that, the crosses have now started to appear along the park again. Same locations as always. The grass patch opposite Tidal Wave, outside the Swarm Marquee, and of course on the grass next to the bridge. So it's good to see. It seems like maybe we're going to have the crows maybe on crosses at times, or if they're just going to have like fake crosses this year, who knows? But it's good to see these crosses back. Next up, over onto Swarm Island, which this year is home to survival games, the brand new maze for 2022. Now, in terms of construction, flags have been put up for survival games, so always look for the flags. If you're going to any of the attractions, just look for the flags and you know where they are. So obviously, where survival games is, it's taking place where The Walking Dead Sanctum was back at Fright Nights 2017, which, fun fact, Fright Nights 2017 was my first ever year of Fright Nights. So I'm glad to be getting back again this year. I've had pretty good years, apart from 2018 and 2020-ish. I don't know. Anyway, another thing that's been added is obviously this new sort of like signage heading down towards it, which sort of gives us a little bit of an idea of what to expect in the attraction. Obviously, the first one is a survival hosted by Wyvell, elite social platform. Now, obviously, the thing is with survival games this year, everyone's getting Squid Games vibes from it. I personally, I'm sort of a mix of the two. I'm getting some, with survival games, I'm getting a mix of subspecies from Alton Towers Scarefest from a few years ago, as well as Squid Games. The most interesting thing is that with this elite social platform, you can see on there that there's a slogan on there saying, "Wake up, it's kill o'clock." So could that mean we're seeing contestants getting killed off in this maze? Who knows? Survival games is genuinely the one attraction at this year's event that I'm genuinely terrified for. I don't know what to expect in this, and it is a pretty big building that it's in as well. And the fact that you will be split up and it's multi-route just adds even more terror to the event. And I'm genuinely excited, but also terrified for survival games this year. Next up, we're heading over to Old Town for Creek Freak Massacre, the final cut. Preparation in the area for Old Town. Obviously, Old Town has been fenced off all year, and this is the first time it's sort of been opened up, really. It seems like they have fenced off one side of Old Town. So it seems like where you used to go through for Creek Freaks Unchained in previous years, that is completely fenced off. And there was cleaning up going on inside the Mill Grill, so maybe they're going to open up the Mill Grill restaurant again. And obviously a lighting truss has been put in there, so yeah, it's looking good. And it seems like this year Creek Freak is going to have the same entrance and the same queue line, which I find quite interesting, because obviously the plan was, from what we were told earlier in the year, if Creek was to come back, is that you would enter the queue where platform 15 had previously been. But of course, they've sort of fenced off the area to the other side, and no work for an entrance has been happening near platform 15. So it seems like you're going to be entering Creek Freak by the same queue line, even though they destroyed the bridge that goes across the trough. So it's really weird to see how Creek Freak's going to enter this year, but I'm glad it's back. Next up, we're heading over to Amity High versus Lycanthrope High Graduation Sucks, which is the sort of final iteration of the Amity versus Lycanthrope story. In terms of construction over there, flags, once again, has been put up there to show you this is the zone for it. But the most interesting thing is the amount of lighting that is going into this area. This is the most amount of lighting we've seen for this zone in its lifetime, and it looks like they're going out with a bang for it this year. First of all, you've got these two massive, mini trusses with what looks like 3 lights on them, 2 big, what looks like beam spotlights, and like sort of like what we can presume one will be red and one will be blue, which is quite interesting. Interestingly enough, there's only 1 bus this year instead of 2, which I find quite interesting. But the biggest interesting thing is, of course, these 2 massive trusses next to the bus. Now, the reason why this excites me is the amount of lighting that is on these two trusses. This is like Amity's mini version of Legacy by the looks of it. But if you look on the top of the two trusses, you can see these two little like black things pointing up. These are CO2 cannons. So it seems like those who did Legacy, who watched Legacy last year, you'll remember there was like CO2 cannons, like smoke cannons that went off. It looks like this year, Amity versus Lycan's flash mob is going to have CO2, which I'm really looking forward to. Out of all the years that they've had the flash mob down at Amity, I've never been more excited for it ever until this year. So I'm genuinely looking forward to it this year. Next up is the scare experience for this year, which is the Terminal, brought to you by Darkfield. Now, when the Terminal was announced, I'm not going to lie, I was pretty excited for the Terminal. Once again, just like survival games, it's something unique. I think in terms of construction, obviously the shipping containers have been there, and I'll talk about my thoughts about that in a minute. And obviously the flag has turned up. Now, I was expecting the Terminal to be much bigger than what it is. I know Darkfield's like experiences are normally in shipping containers, but I was expecting something a hell of a lot better than just what has only been described as what can only be described as basically 5 shipping containers plonked there. It looks so out of place. I'm not gonna lie. The containers, apart from the silver bit, the containers just look like they could just be there for like maintenance and shit. I feel very conflicted with the Terminal this year. I'm excited for it, but also I'm conflicted that the fact there isn't a lot of like theming and stuff around. I thought there'd be a hell of a lot more theming and maybe even speakers outside for like an atmospheric audio, but who knows? We'll find out on Friday. Next up, we're going to talk about Death's Doors. One of the another new scare zone for this year. Death's Doors genuinely looks exciting. I'm not going to lie. Death's Doors, when it was announced, I was a little bit conflicted about it just because of the area it's in. But it does look pretty interesting with the keyhole entrance. And yeah, I'm once again just like the Terminal. I'm sort of conflicted on how to feel about this, but I'm interested. The concept of it sounds really interesting, but I think the way it looks at the moment is a bit 50-50 for me. In terms of other construction for this, I just want to give a massive shout out to @ParkScares on Twitter, also for these photos. So trailers. Obviously, trailers was open during the summer for trailers, Breakout at Bozo's. Breakout at Bozo's theming is gone, and obviously trailers is back. It's looking good. Obviously, the posters are yet to go up, but I do believe they'll be going up during the week. Trailers is looking good for this year. So another little view there, a side view of Death's Doors over there, but also a look at the stage for Birthday Bash, which is coming back. I loved Birthday Bash last year, and it's good to see that Birthday Bash is coming back. Obviously, the stage is still in very early prep for that. And alongside that, the flags. The flags have now arrived. Birthday Bash, looking pretty cool. Good to see Birthday Bash is back for the second year. And I'm expecting a slightly updated show this year. So, ladies and gentlemen, that's it for construction. The only construction update really I'm going to be doing for Fright Notes this year, unless like we see anything major over the next couple of days, which is very unlikely personally. But thank you very much for watching this video. Remember, stay tuned over this weekend as I will be uploading some content from the opening day of Thorpe Fright Notes. Thank you very much, guys, and I will see you in the next video. Peace out.